What's up, everybody? So we're back at it with another one. I believe this was episode 36 with the Who Are Yous. So we're doing pretty good. We got an awesome special guest tonight. I'm really excited to have them on. I'll go ahead and let them introduce themselves.
What's up, guys? My name is Taylor. I'm with DNTretics. Dax will be joining us soon. He had a late night at work, so he's kind of eating some food, and then he'll be joining us. But we are DNTretics, and we are happy to be here.
Right on. I appreciate you guys jumping on. I know it's I had you guys booked out for like a month and a half, so I was like, I was worried. I was like, wait, because I know you guys just had the expo. I think this last weekend. So I was like, I didn't know if you guys would like really gonna be like up for it because I know expos are like super draining to where you're like not wanting to do much afterwards.
We haven't. Well, the last
Um,
expo we did was an ARBC. It was February 11th or February 10th through the 12th. So we've had kind of a little break, which has been nice. But I mean, we do, geez, at least 2 expos a month, so we're used to it.
there you go. See, I'm not at that point yet. I mean, we haven't. We just did. So we normally I like vend and help out vendors, and mostly I wholesale our reptiles to like other vendors or things like that. I never really like sat at a table long enough to like sell my own animals. I'm more like, all right, I'm gonna help you out, but I'm also gonna go walk around and see what's going on out here. And so this last Pomona, my buddy JTK Reptiles was like, hey, you're always helping us out. Why don't you take a table, sell some of your stuff? He's like, I know you got a ton. I was like, all right, we'll do it. So January Pomona was our very first time actually sitting down and vending our first like show of with our animals.
It's very
And
different.
it was very different. Yeah. Like, like you're not having to like look for somebody else like, hey, how old is this thing? Like, or anything. Like you're the one that has all the answers. And it was a nice experience though. It threw me off because I'm not like a big guy or anything, okay, I'm a big guy, but not like this. No. um, but so like, we had a lot of people come out and they're like, hey, we came out just to see you. And like, they came running from the back because we were in the back. So they came from all the way to the front, all the way to the back, just to come see us. So I thought that was like super cool. So like doing these like on here and other platforms, we're starting to get recognized. I think that's super cool.
That's awesome.
It's like it's a whole new experience for us.
Yeah, it's definitely a different experience. I know the first time, excuse me, that Dax and I did a expo, it was just like it's like a rush of adrenaline because you're seeing all these people, they're coming to your table, you're talking about your animals, and it's just so completely 180 from being on the other side of the table and asking the questions. So
Right.
it's a lot of fun though.
It is. It was a lot of fun. Pomona was like a kind of like a party in the back because we had a lot of our friends all venting next to us, and then this time we ended up deciding like, you know what, everybody wants to hang out at our table anyways. Why don't we just buy an island? So now we bought 14 tables for Anaheim and
Holy
Pomona,
cow.
and we're like splitting it between all of us. So like Brian's got like 4 tables. We got John from Sims Containers coming out, Don from Highlighter Chameleon. We got Ultimate Exotics, myself, Freddy's Reptiles from Vegas, and I think we have like 1 or 2 more people like the Snake Father and like Mezzo Creatures that are coming in. Yeah, so like we like split it up and like we have like this one giant island now. So we're gonna see how that goes at Anaheim. I think it's gonna be like one giant party now.
Oh yeah, that's how we like to do it too. We usually will get like a nice corner or area with all of our friends. I mean, we've got our enclosure people, we've got ball python friends, we've got boa friends, so we all kind of get like a big area and just hang out. So it's always good times.
Yeah, and that's one thing I'm excited for is to go out and just have fun with everybody, because it's gonna be like a whole new experience. And we're in the far back corner, and so like when you first told me that we're vending the far back, I'm like, that's weird. I was like, I don't think anybody's gonna come out here. No, it's like a party in the back. Like he was spot on it. It's a party in the back over there. Like there's nobody like pushing and shoving to like look at everything anymore. Like there's so much space in the back corner that you don't really have that in like the middle aisle or like towards the front. Like the front is super hectic and the middle is like, and then in the back it's just a giant party. So what all do you guys work with?
Just retics.
Just retics.
Just retics.
So do you work with the mainlands? Do you work with super dwarf? Like,
we have been working with mainland since we started. We are getting into super dwarfs. We have a female that should be going this year to produce a clutch. She was supposed to go last year. She didn't go last year, so we're hoping that she goes this year. It's looking pretty good currently. And then next year we'll have hopefully 2 females that are ready. So we're never going to get rid of the mainlands. We're always going to do them. We enjoy our mainlands. We got into it because of the love of mainlands, but we do understand that a lot of people love retics, but they can't do the size of a retic. So we want to create that opportunity for our customers to be able to purchase from us. And so super dwarfs is, I mean, we got to get into the game sometime with super dwarfs. So so we're doing it.
That's something I've always like wanted to get into, like the super dwarf side, because I love I love big snakes. Like the one up here, I switched the retic out for this one because she got a bigger upgrade, but this one is a 13-foot Burmese. But the retic, she got upgraded to a 12-foot cage. She got a 12 by 4 by 4, and which is like exactly double than this, because this is a 6 by 2 by 2. And so she got a double up over there, but we had to give up our largest retic. We had a very, very, very aggressive 18-footer. She was a rescue. It was like I got her when she was about 16 foot. I had to nurture her back to health. But her name was Lucy, and Lucy was very short for Lucifer. She was very, very mean. What's up? You made it.
What's up, man? How you doing? Sorry,
doing great.
Late. Sorry, man.
No. Hey, I was late too. It's okay. My phone. I don't know if you saw the messages. My phone tried to make me late. It was like, hey, it's only 5. It's only 5 something. It's like, oh, it's just about to be 6 o'clock. And she's like, oh, well, I'm backstage. I'm like, you're an hour early. And then my phone updated. It's like, no, it's 6, or it's like almost 7 o'clock. I was like, oh, I have no time to get ready. Okay, thanks, phone.
How you doing, man? How's everything going?
I'm doing great. So far, we're doing pretty good. We're just all right. We got all the first question, so I'll let you introduce yourself for everybody, because that's basically like where we're at.
Yeah, no problem, man. I'm Dax. I am half of DNT. So we produce mainland and super dwarf. Well, super dwarf coming up, as she was telling you, but we're doing mainland strictly right now, out of Texas, so North Texas area. So this is where we're based out of.
I like it. So how do you guys like working up there in Texas area?
We love it over here. It's great. It's just a great state to be in, from every aspect, business wise, animal wise. But we enjoy loving it. No complaints at all whatsoever.
It just gets a little too hot in the summer.
Right. I live in Arizona, so I know all about the heat. We don't get 4 seasons here. We get summer, a little bit of a cooler summer, and then summer with some colorful leaves.
I lived in Vegas for 22 years, so I understand exactly.
Yeah, so you were on the outskirts of the heat waves.
We were in the heat waves. Jeez.
Oh yeah. I think last year hit like 225 or something like that. Like it was horrible. It was like one of the worst days, and it was one of the days I had to be outside because the sprinkler system or the misting system stopped working because one of the horses stepped on the pipe and destroyed the pipe. So I had to go out there and start refixing stuff and readjusting everything because it's like one of the hottest days. We got tegus outside, we got monitors outside. So I'm like, they're enjoying the heat, but they're like, yeah, it's a little too hot and going in the shade. So I get the misting system, try to get them cooled off. And I'm like, man, one of the worst days for this to break.
Yeah, it's always those days.
Yeah, I don't miss 125 degree weather.
Yeah, Arizona be about that life. It sucks. 2 years in Phoenix was enough for me. Yo, right?
Oh yeah.
So just like with the super dwarfs, so you guys do mainlands, you do super dwarfs, you got like any like Kawatoas or anything else you guys plan to expand into on the retic side?
Well, right now we got pretty much our super dwarf crosses are Calato and Jampea. So we're
Okay.
going to stick with those right now. We have some higher percentage Calatoas, so right now it's going to stay with that. I'm really not interested in the pures as much. I'm trying to get more of the morphs into them more rather than the locality stuff.
I like it.
That's where we're going with that. We're trying to definitely get more of the albino stuff, more of the snow stuff, more of pied stuff, or more of anery stuff in there, with a lot of genes, carried into it. So that's what we're going with that on the super dwarf side. We're not strictly just going to be doing pure Kalatoa to pure Kalatoa, pure Kayawati to pure Kayawati, stuff like that. I mean, we'll introduce that down the line, but again, not strictly locality based stuff.
Right on. So what is your favorite reptile in your guys' collection?
That's a secret.
Here we go.
Our second favorite is going to be Loki. He's our mascot. He's our Motley GC. He was our first retake that we got, and he is a wonderful snake. Wonderful and absolutely beautiful.
That is pretty cool. Sorry, my berm is trying to open the glass. She's got a little bit of stuff shed on her nose that she's trying to rub off on the glass, and she's trying to open it. And I was like, "What is that noise?" And it's her. She, it's too low. You can't see her. You see her poking her head up right there, trying to push the glass open. I was like, "What is that noise?" Oh, it's you.
She's tapping the glass.
Yeah, she's a 13-foot albino berm. Nice. And she was dropped off on us. Guy, I guess he lost his place and couldn't take her with to the next spot, so he ended up dropping her off on us. Oh, and she's pretty sweet though. She got a sweet disposition for the most part. Until it's around feeding time, then she's like she reminds me of a retic. Because you gotta have to toss it to her because she's one of those that are like open wide and catch. She's one of those. Correct me up.
That's funny.
So how did you guys get into the hobby?
Yeah, babe. I'll let you get into that.
Let's see. I've always loved reptiles. Dax has always loved reptiles. When I met him, he had 2 ball pythons, a boa, and a boa viper.
Viper boas.
Viper boas.
Viper boa, nice.
Those things are little assholes.
Well, they are, but that's why you love them.
So he had those. He got me a ball python, and I was like, okay, she cute, it's cute. But then we went to NARBC, and he gave me a spending limit. It was like, you can have whatever you want here. Pick out whatever snake you want. I said, okay, we're walking around NARBC and nothing is just catching my eye. I'm not finding a ball python that I really like. I'm not seeing anything. And then we came across TJ, who's our good friend now. He owns TJ's Constrictors. And we saw Loki, who is the Motley GC. And I said, I want him. And he's like, nope, it's a retic. I'm not doing it. They get too big. I'm not housing a 16-foot snake. I'm just not doing it. And I told him, I said, you said I could have any snake I wanted. And that's where he messed up.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we got Loki. And then he's like, well, we can't get him because, he's this much. And then we don't have money to get the enclosure. And I told him I pay for the enclosure. So he just kind of ate his words. And that's how we got into it. The next month we had 2 or 3 more. A couple months after that, we had 2 or 3 more. And the love and the passion just grew. And I started, getting all the education and reading and, asking the questions and finding how things work and what morphs are and what pairings to create different morphs. And it grew into a love where we just both decided that we wanted to breed.
Pretty much.
That is really cool. It's funny that, that's how you guys kind of got into it. Because like my wife did the same thing to me and I made the same exact mistake. I'm like, you can have whatever you want. Like, I'm totally open to it. You can have whatever you want. Yep. No, that was a horrible mistake. I ended up with like 30 leopard geckos. And I'm like, why do we have so many leopard geckos? She's like, well, this one's this color and this one's that color. Do you even know the morph? No, they're just cool colors. And I'm like, oh, great. Here we go.
Yeah, so
That's how that's actually where all the geckos came from. The cresteds, the leopards, the day geckos. It's all my wife. I'm like, dude, I like big stuff. I don't want a little tiny thing in my hand. I don't know what's gonna happen to it.
Yeah, I get it. Something small and fragile.
Yeah, I was like, I'm a big guy with big hands. Like I'm like afraid I'm gonna grab this thing wrong, and there goes its tail or something. Like, I was like, if I grab her, at least I know if I hurt her, she's gonna bite me. So like, I know I'm all right with her. But I was like, I can't hurt her. It's a freaking beast who is just climbing up the glass now. What are you doing? She's active again. She thinks she wants food. She just shed out, and she had a 4-pound pig on Valentine's Day.
Nice.
So it's about time for her to eat again. It's pretty close. Pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna be a pain because I gotta clean that cage. She just like exploded out of her shed. You gotta love having big snakes, Big snake, big poop, giant mess.
God.
At least she's not as bad as one of the retics in my other room. She likes to play in her poop.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys. I don't know. Oh, yeah, that reaction right there. You have at least one.
Oh.
Don't curse me with that because it doesn't happen here.
Yeah, it hasn't happened here yet.
Do
So
not curse
No,
me.
oh, you're lucky.
No.
I got one who thinks she's Picasso or something that just likes all over the black and the glass, and somehow reason it's on the roof, and I'm like, dude, why? Like, how is this? Why? Like,
we got one that just started doing that. So
oh,
nice. Oh, you're in for a treat for that.
Yeah, no.
Luckily, most of my big girls are actually potty trained, and they like to go in their water bowls.
Oh, that's even worse.
Nice. So you just get all right. Yeah, that's just something that makes it a lot easier. Unless it just or depends on what you're feeding them, then it just smells.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes it easy to clean, but the smell, because it sits in that water, permeates, and it just makes it worse. So I walk in and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Come home from work.
I know that feeling. Feeling because that's when you walk in. You're like, all right, which one of you did it?
Yep.
Yeah,
so for your big snakes, do you guys do like rabbits? Do you guys do pigs? Like, what do you guys do for the bigger?
We do everything. We do rabbits, pigs, guinea pigs, giant rats. We don't do chickens. I just don't feel there's a nutritional value for something that big there. So
and then they smell from high hell for some reason.
We haven't tried it yet, and I'm not about to. But yeah, we usually.
I did it because one of the ones I got, that's all he was giving her, and she wouldn't touch anything else. Was afraid of the pigs. Was afraid of rabbits. Really? Wow, and I mean, I do frozen thawed, so like, I could sit there, wiggle it. I'll even leave it in the cage. Wouldn't touch it. I threw a chicken in there and done. Ate it, no problem.
Wow.
That's crazy.
It was the weirdest thing, but it smelled from high hell.
Yeah.
Like, it was the worst smell I've ever dealt with. I feed everything: rabbits, chickens. I had to do guinea pigs, like the whole thing, right? And the chicken was the worst part. And then I finally got her moved over to pigs, and because I gave her like a really small chicken, and then after she like was looking for more food, I put the rabbit or the pig in there. Ate the pig. I was like, yes. Nice. And then from then on, she was on the pig.
Even better.
It made life so much easier.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm definitely sure. That's good for you, man.
Hey, what's up, Tyler? Yo, Fry. What's up, everybody popping in? Appreciate you guys. A couple of our sponsors popping in. Shout out to Fry's Critters. Yeah. So what was your first reptile for each of you?
God, my first time, I never had reptiles. I mean, I had turtles. That's about it. My parents wouldn't allow me to have reptiles, so I wasn't allowed to. Nothing that slithered or nothing like that. My parents weren't having that, so it just stuck. I stuck with turtles pretty much. That was my main thing that I was when I was younger, pretty much.
What kind of turtle?
Usually like diamondback terrapins when they were available.
Nice.
Red-head slider, mud turtles, just stuff to aquatic turtles like that. Nothing, anything. No box turtles, nothing like that. Just pretty much aquatic. So,
right on.
Yeah, they were awesome. I love them. I still miss them.
Let's see. My first was I had a leopard gecko and a crested gecko, and then I moved on to bearded dragons, and then ball pythons, and then we had boa, and then retics.
So like you just like grew from like the smallest thing, and then we're like, yeah, you know what? Let's just top it off. Let's get like the biggest thing we could get. Like,
Well, we're gonna top it off with a black dragon. I will get my black dragon. I will.
Oh, I'm 100% supportive on that one. We've got black dragon. We got in this case here, we've got a big female Asian water. She's about like 5 foot. Still trying to tame her down. Craziest part is she lives this whole cage. She's asleep and all coiled up under here. Craziest thing. She can just fit her butt under there. But if I stick my hand in there or anything else, she'll come running out thinking it's food time. But it's because I got her food across the room. That's why you guys keep hearing the chirps. Is that's her food.
Is she on quail or something?
Quail. I do a diversity, so she does quail, chicken. She does what is it? The fish. I do tilapia. We do salmon. She gets the what is it? Crayfish, the crawdads.
Yeah.
Nice. She gets those. She gets a whole bunch of stuff. So she gets a good diversity. So I'm trying to bring a lot of her color out because she's very yellow for even though she's like a normal. I don't know if she's a cross between a guru and a normal, but she doesn't just have the normal pattern. She has a lot of yellow that's coming through for some reason. So I'm wondering if the seafood will actually bring it out like it would for the the gurus. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm actually really excited to see what happens with her. I just got her like almost a week ago, and the first day I got her, she was trying to eat me. Was not a fan at all. Like she was so the guy that had her before me thought it was okay to grab her by her tail to pull her out of her cage, and like so that was like what they were doing is thinking that they could pull her out that way and not give her a choice. So every time that I would open this cage, it was like fight or flight mode. And now I can open it and she'll either want to come out and hang out with me. And like I'm in here every day. So I had to just put in that work with her. Though she's like Picasso too. She like tore up my arm. I don't know if that's showing up or not. She's got me good.
Oh yeah.
Get a monitor, they say. It's fun, they say. No. See, with monitors, I had to tell people if you like your skin, wear long sleeves or gloves. Me, I'm like, chicks take the scars, be all right. No.
Yeah, she'll have to get ready for that when she wants her black dragon. So.
Yeah. There,
I'm still
I
on the
would get
fence.
one that's like already socialized if you can.
Yeah.
Like that would be a
the
goal.
Black dragon will be on the fence too.
Yeah.
So,
We'll see.
I mean, Black Dragon season's coming up. Babies should be popping up around Anaheim. I think we're going to Anaheim with. I think our table's supposed to have like 25 plus baby Black Dragons.
Jesus.
nice.
Oh yeah. Well, so you got myself. You got John from Sims Containers, and then Brian from JTK Reptiles, who is also those two specifically work with monitors. Yeah. And then you got Ultimate Exotics that's coming out as well, and he works with a lot of exotics, but mostly big monitors too. So there's supposed to be like an average of 30-something Black Dragons at our table, and like bell phase lace monitors, and they're just normal lace monitors. There's supposed to be a whole it's popping off.
That's awesome. Nice, good for you guys.
Just use it for my Nile, and he still loves his stuff. Yo, I mean, kudos to you for the Nile. I had Niles, and I just know. Those things are spastic. In the Walmart don't like. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. That's funny. So one of the guys in the comment so one of the times I worked with, so I breed like mangrove monitors and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had my arms got tore up from one of our females because they're like made to swim and also to climb. So their nails are pretty ripper.
Right.
Somehow a dove got into her cage while she's outside. And so I had to get that out of it because I don't know if it has any parasites. I don't know what's in it. Like, I don't want her to eat
it was a free roaming,
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't want that in there. So I was like, I don't want her to eat it. She was trying to get it. So it caught my attention. It's flying around. She's climbing the cage. So I got up there. I caught the dove. She's tearing me up, like scratching the crap out of me, trying to get it out of my hands. Like, it was gnarly, right? So I get her off, get the dove out, threw the dove, it flew off, like all freaked out. And my wife's like, hey, we got to go to the store. I was like, all right, let me clean myself up. I'm a little like gored. So I clean myself up. I walk everything off, right? I've got fresh cuts all over. So it's like the red scabbing.
Yeah.
And I've got from elbow to wrist, sideways, like all over the place. Like tic-tac-toe on my arm. And it's not just the one, it's on both.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, I just went to Walmart. I didn't think anything of it. It was just, another day. I'm in there. My wife goes, takes the kids. She goes clothes shopping. I go left. I go just shopping.
Yeah.
And I start to the end, work my way up. So I go to the soda, get some soda. There's a lady just staring at me, all crazy, like just staring. I'm like, why are you looking at me? I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go. Well, then, so I start going down the aisle. She's following me. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. I'm going to go down this way. So I'm going every aisle, and she's still following me. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this lady? So I finally get what I need, and I'm all the way up to the front, and I stop at snacks. And this time I don't see her anymore. So I was like, okay, maybe she stopped following me. So I grab a box of Twinkies.
She's behind us.
And then this lady pops up out of nowhere and goes, you don't have to do that to yourself. I thought she called me fat. So I was like, wait, what? And like I got all offended. I was like, dude, don't stop a fat guy with a box of Twinkies and be like, don't do that. You don't have to do that. Like, and so I put it down. I put it in my cart, and she puts her hand on my shoulder, and she's like, you don't have to do that to yourself. And I'm like, what are you talking about, crazy lady? She then looks at my arm, and then I looked down. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't do that to myself. I own lizards. She's like, no. You don't have to. Like, she kept doing that. You don't have to do that to yourself. Like, no. I didn't do this. And she's like, if you need help, we'll get you help. I was like, oh my gosh, not listening. And she's like, I'm gonna get a manager for you. I was like, what is the manager gonna do? Like, what? It was the craziest thing. I'm over here calling my wife. I was like, hey, dude, like, I need you to come over here. Like, I don't know what's happening right now. Wow. And I had to leave the store because she's like, oh, well, I'm gonna go find a manager. I was like, all right, I'm leaving. Like, I'm not sticking around for this. This is crazy. I went to my car and I told my wife where my cart was. I was like, just get my stuff. I'm going to the car. I'm in the car, and all of a sudden, police show up. And I'm like, what? She called the cops saying I was a threat to myself. So I'm sitting in the car and I'm watching them look for me, and I'm not getting out. I'm just sitting there watching. And so my wife was like, so there are cops looking for you. She's like, I grabbed your stuff out of the cart. And so she brings it to the car. I unload it. And I'm just watching them go around, right? I went through all of this, and I still didn't get my Twinkies. My wife didn't buy them.
Oh, man. That damn lady.
I was like, she ruined my Twinkies.
Damn. That lady ruined it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was like, craziest thing I've ever had working with reptiles is just that this one lady just thinking I'm her. I did this to myself. I'm like, man.
Yeah, she thinks you're cutting yourself up.
Yeah, the freaking monitors. And I was like, you want monitors, man? Don't do that. never go to the store after working with monitors, or you get that reaction.
People are gonna look at you funny. Oh yeah, I'm sure. I can only imagine.
Yeah, it was. I think that was maybe the craziest thing I've ever had happen because of because of the reptiles, and they weren't even like there for it to happen, type thing. But nuts. that was just crazy.
Successful. It's a story.
So, what is your favorite species? I would assume retics.
Of course.
But if you could work with anything outside,
I would have to go. My venomous stuff is. I love my venomous stuff. So.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
now you piqued my interest.
Yeah, I like my venomous stuff. I mean, it's. I'm not one of those guys who need to touch everything when they buy it. So they're more for a display. So they stay in their enclosures. I don't take them out. I do what I have to do cleaning wise, and that's about it. But they stay.
What kind of venomous do you have?
I got 2 squams right now, and then I have 2 Insularis. So
nice.
I'm just trying to figure. I got room for 1 more. So, oh no, wait! I got another one downstairs. I forgot about that one. Yeah, I I have a saw scale viper downstairs, so he's pretty cool.
How do you forget the saw scale?
I know he's new. That's why he's really, really new. So he's downstairs. But I have room for one more. So there's one more I've been always trying to get, and there's one available right now, but I don't know if I'm going to get it right now. But I know a friend of mine who's a breeder, and he breeds the ones that I want. So they'd be a black purple maculatus. So I'm looking for that. It's just a pure black. So it's hopefully sometime at the end of this year I'll have that little baby with me. So,
and then he's done.
And I'm done.
That'd be pretty cool.
That's it. No more.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
See, mine just started opening up to me to keep venomous. So, but in Arizona, we can only keep what's native.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, but it works though because we have like the most diverse rattlesnake species in the U.S.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Right now, we can only have 4 of every native species that's not protected. So I've got like blue speckled, I've got a gray speckled on the way. We've got Atrox, Cerberus. We got quite a few different things.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
So it's super. Yeah, I wish we could get like more of the exotics and stuff because I'd love to be able to work with like Gaboon and things like that. A lot of I really like the Bitta species.
Yeah, no, she's.
I think they're beautiful, and I love to look at them from afar.
That's my wife with tarantulas.
Don't even put one of those in front of me.
I'm not a big fan of those.
If it's got legs, I'm not for it. I'm just not for it.
What if they had one that was close to a black dragon?
No spider. She freaks out.
I hate anything creepy
best.
crawly. Anything creepy crawly.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
See, I used to be really scared of spiders for like the longest time, and then I finally. Sorry about my parrot. He's trying to get somebody's attention in the kitchen. I used to be like really like for some reason I just was really afraid of them. I was like to see a spider. I'm like, all right, dude, I got the sandal. I'm ready to go. And I don't know. I didn't know why, and I think it was because like I learned it from my parents. So I'm like, okay, I get bit by the Burmese. I get bit by the retics. Like I can take a bite from something huge. What's this tiny little thing gonna do to me?
Yeah.
It's gonna move faster than the speed of light, and it's gonna attack you.
Yeah.
That's like the sun spider or the vinegar, the thing that looks like a scorpion, but it also like a mix with a spider and like got these weird little pinchers in the front.
Yeah.
Nope, that can go the opposite way.
Sun spider, that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, I won't mess with those. Those things are crazy. We got those running around out here, and they'll chase you. They like want a piece of you. Those things are nuts.
Really? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no. Nothing like that. Nothing arachnid.
Nope.
So, what is your favorite single gene morph?
That's pretty simple. Well, I don't know. It's actually a toss up, to be honest with you. It's hard to say, to be honest with you. Mine's probably Orange Glow.
That's not a single gene.
Well, I guess it's not a single. All right, so it's not a single gene. I guess it'd have to be Ocelot.
Okay.
I'm gonna go simple. I love Motleys. Single Motleys. I think the iridescence. I love the simplistic pattern on the dorsal. I just love Motleys.
Yeah, that would be ours. She got on mute.
Yeah, sorry. No, my son, he started talking because he finished his breathing treatment. So he was telling me, he's asking me when his mom's gonna be home. I was like, she's on her way, buddy. She's not. She'll be home. She should be off in like 20 minutes. But it's better. It's easier to just say she's on her way and she's taking forever than to explain that to him.
I get it. I've been there, done that.
You want to say hi? Oh, okay. About a second. He wants to come in here.
Yeah,
That's fine.
All right, cool. So my son is 5. I don't know if you might have seen him, seen his post. So he's the one that a lot of people share about, Lucian. He's actually the one with the stage 4 cancer. So that's my boy. So he likes coming in and saying hi to people, and sometimes he has really good days, and sometimes he has really bad days. And right now he's acting really good. Good. Especially after the breathing treatment. So for him to want to say hi to everybody, it's totally cool. I'll go get him real quick, and then I'll be right back. Sorry to.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
You're all good. Trying to see that monitor in the back. It's hiding. I see Tim's here.
Yep. Hi, Tim. Everyone's watching your awkward silence.
No, stay down. No dogs. No dogs.
We didn't miss him. Don't lie to him, Tim. It's terrible. Don't make him feel good. It's fine.
I tried to get her on more shows, Tim. She doesn't want to get on.
I don't mind doing shows.
I try.
Look at that sweet
there
boy.
he is.
You say hi, buddy?
Oh, no.
You say hi?
Hi, Lucian.
They said hi.
Hey, buddy.
He's all smiles right now.
Yeah.
What kind of blanket do you have there? That looks so comfy.
You have a fuzzy blanket? Yeah. He's like, I think he just wanted to be held.
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel that.
man.
I wish I could be
He's
held.
more than welcome to hang out.
You can hang out, buddy. You want to pick out some questions to ask him? Which one? No? Okay.
That's how it is. Always is.
Yeah, no, he's like I said, he gets his good moments, and then he gets his like, I'm going to be quiet, but I'm going to be here.
That's okay.
He's more than welcome to hang out, man.
So I was checking the comments.
That's right. That's right, Tim. He's not allowed on.
Not allowed on.
All right, so here's one for you guys. So if you guys could add any morph, say out of ball pythons or anything out of retics, and add it into a species that doesn't have that morph, what would it be and why?
If I could add IMG into retics.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would be really cool looking.
Because how it creates, like, especially the Motley IMG, because it's such pitch black, and to create a pitch black retic, Sal did it, but you've got to add in like 5 or 6 different morphs, and
hopefully it'll come out.
And hopefully it comes out. But you know that you can get a completely black snake with super high iridescence with just the IMG, right? And it gets darker with age, but with the Motley, it's almost pitch black. So if I could put the IMG from boas into retics, I would definitely do that. Stop turning it. It's fine.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I feel like I know your favorite color now. I'm seeing a pattern here.
Yep.
Black like my soul.
Yes. That's right. Yes. But that's my favorite color too. So
he copied me.
Good work. Dude, mine's like black and blue or like black and red. It's in between.
Yeah.
Black and red.
Straight black for me. That's it. But yeah, mine would be the same thing because I don't. It's hard to put anything else anywhere. Yeah, it's hard. I couldn't. Yeah, IMG just to get that black retic would be sick. I mean, you can always try with the Motley GCs, but it's always not the. It's
okay. That would be cool. A tiger retic on an Asian water monitor.
That would be pretty. That would be pretty weird, but pretty cool at the same. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Could we get the iridescence on a black dragon?
That would throw a lot of people off.
Yeah, that would be weird. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
That is a good one. I like that.
That's because that patterning's good. Tiger's always got beautiful patterning. So definitely still not my favorite, but definitely a beautiful animal.
So I'm feeling a little pushback on the black dragon thing, huh?
We'll see. We'll see.
It'll happen. It's gonna happen because he already knows. Because the one person I'm getting it from already said I can have it from him, whether or not Dax likes it.
Yeah,
So
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, you gotta like those friends, huh?
if he loves me, he'll get me a drop.
Oh God, here we go. That's why I love her.
That is the typical wife thing. Mine did this to me yesterday, and now she's got a red-eye crocodile or red-eye croc skink on the way. I don't know how this happened. It was like a guilt trip for like 15, 20 minutes, and I swear I heard that one at least 3 times. You love me, you get it for me.
That's right.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a good chance, but we'll see. You know, we'll see. We'll see.
It'll happen.
So, what is your most anticipated? Sorry.
What is our most anticipated animal that we're getting soon?
Or project. Let him finish.
No, what is your most anticipated pairing or hatching for this season?
That's a secret. Or this season.
Yeah, this
Okay.
season. No, not
Our anticipated is a secret. It's a couple years down the road. But this season, our most anticipated is definitely our super dwarf stuff. Our female Sunfire Het Snow, Het Purple. So she is our most anticipated to be able to create some snows. That'll be nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see what you guys do morph-wise with the super dwarfs, because I know there's not a lot of morphs already into super dwarfs. I think there's maybe a decent handful now, but I'm excited to see where this project leads up to, because there's so much potential with the morphs Retics have tons of morphs as it is. Yeah. So to get like a lot of the genetic combos into super dwarfs, I think would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Again, that's why we're doing it, just to get those, morphs that aren't there yet, or combinations that aren't there yet. But there's a lot of good people out there working on a lot of good stuff. So it's, there's guys out there like Eric Lee, Garrett has a lot of stuff. There's a Chris McVickers, another bunch. There's some guys out there who have some quality SD stuff, and SD crosses as well, that are getting with more and more morphs. So it'll be here sooner or later, but we'd like to be part of that group as well. So that's why we're jumping into, we bought some really quality animals, so we paid a pretty good penny on all of them. So it's, and that's the reason why we did that. It's because we want to be able to even though our first super dwarf cross breedings would be of quality and of, really good stuff. So that's what we did.
No, for sure. Quality in, quality out,
Yeah.
That's the best way to look at it all. But, and it's funny you bring up Eric, because I know the Lee brothers, Eric and Sammy. They actually used to live out, I think Sammy still lives out here in Arizona. I know Eric moved to Cali.
Yeah.
He's he used to have a ton of awesome stuff. I haven't talked to him since he moved. And I think it's been like 2 years now. But I'm curious to see what he's done in the past couple of years, because he had a lot of cool stuff when he lived out here in Arizona.
Yeah, he's a snow king. So it's and she's loved snows since we've gotten into Retics, and she's always wanted them. So I think it's perfect that it all falls under the super dwarf crossing, to get that anery and that albino together to make those snows. So that's what she wanted, so that's what she gets. So
see, I get what I want. Hence the black dragon.
We'll see how that works.
She's gonna. If you love her, you're gonna get it, man. So it's coming down.
That's right.
I'm sure she'll get it.
I need a poll in the chat, please, if I should get a black dragon or not.
I know, right?
If there's over 5 yeses, then we get it.
Oh boy.
Over 5. 5 is low. When she's on, there's 5. We got to get it. At least 5. My wife did this to me on TikTok, and I had like 43,000 people in our live, And it was insane. She's like, all we need is 10. All we need is 10 people to say yes, and I'm getting this. I'm like, no, you're not getting it.
Man.
I had 1,000. Just a straight row of 1,000. Just okay, well, if I'm getting it. Yep, just all yes. So what is your goal as a breeder?
Our goal is just to be, I guess, just to be a respected and a reputable top breeder, and to help people, and to make the hobby a better place. That's what we strive on. It's for us. It's not a money thing. As you can see, I have a normal job. I work crazy hours. She has a normal job. She works crazy hours. And we want to be just known for, like I said, being reputable, responsible, having quality animals, and just, making the hobby a better place in the long run.
Oh, submitted. There he goes. No, I like it. I love it. You have a fun job, because I used to do construction as well, but I mean you're up there, so you're more just when you have to wait, you're waiting on somebody to show up to do something.
Yeah.
Me, the only thing I was a demo guy. I ran my own crew, and the only time I ever had to wait for people is either the concrete guy or the electrician, and I knew I was waiting for hours.
Correct. Definitely about that. Electrician.
No, we'll be there around 2:00. Yeah, I ain't seeing them till the next day.
Yeah, you got that right.
But I love it. You guys have. I see a lot of what you guys do out in the community. I've talked to a ton of people, especially about retics, and they always say nothing but nice things about you guys. There's another reason why I wanted to reach out to you guys. Is you guys do a lot of awesome stuff with your retics, and like I said, every time I talk to somebody and retics comes up, oh, you should get them on. They're really nice people. Every time.
Awesome.
So that was another reason why I reached out to you guys, because my goal with this is to bring on people that. Okay.
Little man.
Let me put him back real fast.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
It's okay, brother. Is she in the video? No, I can't see her big head.
She's right there.
She's right there.
This is Molly. Molly is our Corgus. Here, Molly. There she is. Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
Crazy corgis.
Always. Doritos around here somewhere.
Quitting.
Oh, look, there he is.
Oh, God. Electricians. Got to get on Aubrey for that one. Him and his electricians.
Dang electricians. I don't see any yeses. Does no one want me to get a black dragon?
No.
What's going on here? I need 5 yeses. That is it. 5 yeses, y'all. Just put them in a row. Boom, 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 boom. I need this black dragon from Aubrey.
Nope.
Yes. Yes.
Relax.
Yep, there's one. Aha! Hey, stop it.
No more.
I need 4 yeses, y'all. Come on. Come on.
No, it's how to make a mess and not clean it up, Tim. That's what it is. How to make a mess and not pick up your stuff. Even Aubrey will tell you that.
Oh, look. Tim gave me 4 more yeses.
Oh, man.
Yes. Thank you, Tim. Thank you. You said yes to me getting a black dragon. That's what you did.
To a black dragon from Aubrey.
From Aubrey. Yes, ma'am. That counts. Absolutely. I just needed. I didn't say it had to be from 5 people. Yes. I got my 5 yeses.
I appreciate it, guys. Oh, there you go. You got your 5 yeses.
Yeah,
That's all it took, man.
2 people, 5 yeses. I don't get it.
Hey, the math is there. It was a 5 in general.
I guess
Exactly.
nobody said how it had to come, I guess, right? Yeah.
No, I appreciate you guys being really cool about me having to run back and forth. I apologize for that. Normally, it's not. Normally his mom's here dealing with him on these days, but they had to work the day of my my lives.
That's all right.
That's all right. We have kids too. We understand.
We understand, dude.
I appreciate it.
Man.
So here's one for you guys. So if you could have one or a pair of any reptile, say you have the enclosure, the permits needed, money, the whole 9 yards, what would it be and why?
What would it be, babe?
Probably be what is it? There's a pair of venomous that I want. I think it's the Trimeresis lactocinctus, if I'm saying it correctly. Those things are amazing. They're just incredible. The colorations on them and the coloring is, I think, far superior than any other animal out there. It's just crazy. I wish I said the name correctly. Lactocinctus. It's crazy because even in the venomous world, you got to know the scientific name.
Scientific. Yeah, I am like, I'm 50-50 with it. Like, so I know everything I have is Crotalus. And then for the longest time, people made fun of me because I thought it was Crotalus. Thanks,
okay.
Google. Thanks, Google. Google failed me on that one. That's how I pronounced it, with Crotalus. And I'm like, all right, you guys are all saying it wrong. Google says it's this way.
Yeah.
But no. You know, when Tom Crutchfield tells you, hey, it's a Crotalus, I'm like, ah, shit. All right.
Yep. I would go with him as well. So. Definitely would.
But yeah, I was like, I think I only know like 3 of the like scientific names out of all the ones I own.
Yeah. It's when you talk to all the venomous people, it's just everything scientific.
Yeah.
So.
It's like 10 times worse when you talk to somebody about tarantulas, because like each name is like 3 times the size of like the common name. So you're thinking like, I don't know, Brazilian white knee, and then you're over here freaking like thesaurus type big ass words like this long, and just to say Brazilian white knee. And I'm like, why? How does this make sense to you guys? They're like, well, the common names are like, it's super hard with the common names. I'm like, oh yeah, because you know this word that has like 7 X's makes a ton of sense to me.
20 letters.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like a whole like this one word, you know, takes up about that much worth of the page, and it's the same word twice, or like that word and like a word that's bigger the next one. Like, like tarantula species names. Like I tried learning them. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna stick with the common name. I'll be looked down on, but it's okay because I'm not gonna try to remember that whole shenanigans. That is insane.
Yeah, and it's usually the people who are in the venomous world, but when it's somebody who's not particularly into it, it's easier to say like squams or Insularis or Wagglers.
Right.
It's easier. Or Black Forest Cobras. You know.
I try to tell my dad because he's like, he finds it insane that I even work with venomous. So I was like, oh yeah, you know, I'm just messing with the Atrox, and he's like, the hell's an Atrox? I was like, Western Diamondback. He's like, you could have just said that. I was like, no, I feel you should know what an Atrox is, because you know how long it takes to Western Diamondback rattlesnake. I was like, Atrox saves it
quicker. Yeah.
I was like, just so much faster. And he was so then it was funny. I say it so often, and he was boasting about me to one of his friends. He's like, "Oh yeah, my son's crazy. He works with all these crazy animals." He's like, "He's got his Atrox. He's over here. Oh, sitting there listening. He's all." His buddy's like, "Dude, the hell is an Atrox?" And then I was like, he's like, you know what? Do you know what this is? I was like, yes, I do. It's always funny. Like, it's always funny talking about dad trying to like teach him the reptiles. Because when I first started this, he wanted no part of it. Like he hated it because I quit my my construction job to do this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I do this full time now. So like I'm a stay at home dad, but I work with the reptiles all day. And most of the time the kids are in here helping me.
Nice.
Lucian, since his prognosis just recently, he hasn't really walked on his own in a while. So I have to carry him place to place. That's why, like, I couldn't just put him down and let him walk away. I got to carry him.
Yeah.
So normally he's in here, and like when I do the cleaning for like the ball pythons on the rack over there, I normally just hand him a snake, and I'm like, "Here, dude, you hold these. Make sure it doesn't wrap you around your tube." He's like, "Okay," and he'll just sit there, hold them, and I'll clean the tubs out, and he loves doing
that's
it.
awesome. Good.
I try making the kids a part of what we do. My daughter went above and beyond, and now when I clean this one's cage, she will get the snake out almost completely by herself.
Really?
Like this whole hook here is strictly for her, and she comes in, she'll rub its head, get it out of food driven, like the breaks the food mentality, and gets her right out all by herself, 13 feet, and she'll just help pull it out and gets it on the floor, and she'll help
awesome.
in the big tub. She's only 7, super cool.
That's awesome.
That is so cool.
I let her do it on TikTok once, and people lost their minds.
I can imagine. Yeah,
they were like, "Oh my god, that could eat her. That could this. That could that." I'm like, I don't think it could eat her. I was like, it could definitely get her, but she knows what she's doing. I'm like, Malia, you know what you're doing? She's all, I'm a professional. I'm
awesome,
holding her little snake hook. Maybe it was like the best thing ever. It was the funniest.
So cool.
A cute correction. Yeah.
Good for her.
Yo, what's up, Solo Morgan? Appreciate you guys joining in. Let's see. I feel like I've asked a lot of the questions. What is your guys' next like expo coming up?
Geez, we're going to Tinley. We're gonna visit there.
We're not vending, but
we're gonna go hang out and hang out with Aubrey Pruitt, In Your Face Exotics, Gavin and Amanda. So we're just gonna go there to hang out. We've never been there, so we want to check it out and see what it's all about. Yeah,
I haven't been either, and everybody's trying to get me to go. They're saying it's a big party, and I'm like, I've never been.
We're excited.
We're very excited to go. It'll be a blast. But then after that, our next expo after that is in Waco, Texas. So because we mostly do a lot of Texas shows, Oklahoma and Louisiana shows. Louisiana will be the first time this year, so we're going to test those waters out. Supposedly, they're pretty good. So. But usually it's either Texas or Oklahoma.
Texas is too big to go anywhere else.
Yeah, I mean it's literally there's shows everywhere in Texas, so I mean it doesn't matter.
Is it really?
Yeah, oh yeah, man. There's shows everywhere in Texas. I mean, we go from south of Houston all the way up to Oklahoma City, to like Shreveport, Louisiana, Lake Charles. As far as Lake Charles, that's almost near Baton Rouge area, a little bit closer to there. So we travel a bit. We try to stay under a 5-hour drive if we can. If it's 5.5, if it's 5.5, we'll do it. But otherwise, yeah, we don't go any further than that. We might try the Central Kansas show this year, which would be a little bit of a drive, but that'll probably be the only one we'll drive that far to.
We're trying to vend and expand out because Arizona is like the worst place for expos, to be honest. Like we have 3 expos a year if we're lucky.
Wow.
But like the venues are just super small.
Oh wow.
Like I mean, it is like Arizona expos are like. So I think I did my Arizona expos before I ever went out of the state, and I went to Pomona and. Now I can't even go to our own expos and be like,
it's not the same, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's just not this. Like so, like at Pomona, there's so much space. It's a football field. Pomona is like basically like a football field building, and there's so much space, way more vendors, and nobody's like bumping into each other, like trying to go through both ways of the aisle. As to where like Arizona expos, you're bound to bump into at least 15 people in under like 2 minutes.
Yeah, there's a Reptilian Nation started doing shows out here. They just started. They were doing Houston, but in city limits of Houston, you can't have anything over 6 feet. So They just started doing one in Fort Worth, which pretty much Fort Worth you can have anything. So they just started doing that, and that falls in the line of that Pomona show where it's got like 20-foot aisles. It's very wide open. It's and it's amazing. Let me tell you, even those aisles that are that big still get mobbed with people, and it's a good show because I think that show's about, if I'm correct, I think it's 85,000 square feet. So
nice.
It's a big show. It's a really big show. So
and that's out in Houston.
No, it's in Fort Worth.
Dallas, Fort Worth.
Yeah, the one in Houston is even bigger, but I think it's about the same size. But the only thing with that, again, there's no constrictors over 6 feet. So
oh wow,
yeah. So retics are out the door. Ball pythons are good. Anything that stays under 6 foot, you find no berms.
Anacondas.
Yeah, no anacondas, nothing
no
big.
Boas.
So that's the only catch. Yeah, it's
so like going there, you're basically you go there if you're looking for ball pythons and that type of general thing.
Yeah, ball pythons, lizards, the basic, the household pet kind of thing, which is nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with, but I mean, I just wish it was, it was allowed where we could sell there because I would love to go to that.
That's our thing out here in Arizona is like, we're overrun with ball python breeders in our expos. Like there's really not much diversity. And like me and the promoter talked about it. And so he was going to try to get me in because I was going to bring a ton of monitors, and there's maybe 1 or 2 people that show up with 1 or maybe 3 monitors total, if that.
Yeah.
And then you get you get the bearded dragons, you get the, the common stuff, not much of the rare diversity. And so, I was like, hey, I can bring some diversity. I can bring whatever, and I'd probably bring a couple ball pythons just because why the hell not? And so we were talking about it. He wants to try to get me in on the next expo because this one filled up.
Nice.
But it's just out here. It's just it's just a lot of ball pythons, bearded dragons. You get the lower end chameleons. And then I feel like Arizona expos, I don't want to say they're dead, but not a people show up for them. But vending wise, nobody really makes that much at the shows. It's more show up and it's like a reptile zoo for a weekend. That's basically it. You get a lot more spectators than buyers.
Correct. Yeah, it's like that. It's been like that lately. So.
Yeah, and I mean it's been like that for about 6 years here. That's the issue is here is Arizona's market is a lot it's pretty dead out here. You can make sales, but more lower end sales.
Yeah,
mine are all my sales are out of state. I have to ship constantly.
Yeah, we pretty much do. I want to say it's 50-50 with us. So it's not too bad. It's a good thing we've got our name out there and stuff like that. So it's given us the chance to expand.
Right.
The market. I mean, retics it's a very niche, market. It's not everybody can have a
mainland
7 foot. Exactly. So it's hard, but we make do. We make sure whoever we sell to is have the experience with them, who's worked with them before. Or Burmese or something like that. So
any larger snake,
any larger,
8 to 10 feet that they've had experience with at least.
Yeah, because we just don't sell to anybody. I mean, I hate doing that, but sometimes it's kind of a thing.
No, I commend you on that 100%. I commend you guys on that 100%. We need more people like you guys doing that, to be honest. I stopped breeding a lot of the bigger snakes because of nothing against that, but there's not that many people anymore that can really handle a 17-18 foot snake, and give it the right environment, and on top of that being able to feed, let alone find feeders to feed it.
Correct. It's a rough thing.
And so it's hard to want to breed them, and for at least for me, because I vet anybody anyways. If I'm talking, even if it's just a leopard gecko, I'm like, do you know what you're doing? Do you know how to take care of this, right? You have to nowadays, because then you get those people who are just impulse buy because taxes. And I had just this last, was it Monday? And Monday, I denied 6 sales because people didn't just thought they could just have them and like not know what they were doing with it. Like one dude told me that he was going to keep a ball python in, I think he said the tank was at like 60 and that's all they need. I'm like, dude, that's going to die. You know, that's going to die, right? And he was all, no, I've kept them before. I know what I'm doing. I was like, no, like, no.
Where are these
You're
ones
like,
kept?
well, like you are like 30 degrees under where it's supposed to be, my guy. Like you I was like, how about getting a rubber snake?
You've got, and it's sad that, you know, it's come to this with a lot of people that started breeding. You've got your breeders that do it because it's their passion, because they love these animals. And those are the ones that, you know, are going to vet the customers and be able to ask them the questions, make sure they have the knowledge and the experience. But then you've got the breeders that do it just because they're like, I can make a quick few bucks off of this, and I can sell the snake and I can get it done, get rid of the snake. I have money. It's good to go. And that's where it's sad to see this community, because you do have those breeders that are just in it for the money, and that, you know, they think they'll be able to make a living or make extra money. But these, like you said, these aren't rubber snakes. These are animals. These are living creatures that depend on us to be able to give them to good homes. And that's one thing that we're really passionate about, is vetting those people and making sure they do have the experience with retics. And we always follow up with our customers. I mean, we've got customers that we sold our first few snakes to that we still talk to this day. And we get to see those snakes growing and thriving. And we're still answering questions for them should they have them. If something goes wrong, we're there because we want to make sure that that snake is still in a good home. We're not the ones that are just going to sell it and leave it and be done with it. So
right.
We back up our sales 100%. We're always here for our customers.
And I love that. Like I said, like, you know, before my son did his little, like, I want to go outside. You know, like that's one thing that I try to strive to bring people on for. Like, I'm not reaching to, you know, get the giant names and stuff on. I want to bring on like people like you guys that are passionate about what you work with, that are putting in the work to make sure that these animals are going to the right homes. Like I said, every time I talk about retics to certain people, you guys get brought up and they're like, hey, get them on. They're great people. Talk to them before. Hit them up, see if they want to jump on. And so like that was a big reason of why I messaged you. Was when I get like at least 5 to 10 people who are like, hey, nothing but good things about these people, you should bring them on.
Thank you.
It's a no-brainer. I had to bring, because I'm trying to bring passionate people on. I'm trying to bring, you know, more people into the hobby, like more than just like we do more than just reptile people. We've had fish people, we've got falconry people coming on,
Nice.
a lot of different stuff, because like at the end of the day, we're not just reptile keepers, you know, we're all just exotic animal lovers.
Yep.
You know, we all just keep exotic animals. And like for when, you know, like with the Lacey Act, it wasn't just against reptiles. There was fish on there. There was birds, everything.
Yeah.
So my goal is to bring on more than just reptile people. I want to bring on passionate people that work with just whatever, just an exotic species that can either teach my viewers something about what they're working with, or teach me about something. You know, like that's my goal, is to learn something every day. I've been doing this for 18 years, and I learn something new every day. And that's what I love about this industry, is I don't know everything.
Yep.
And there's always something. There's no like one right way to do something.
No, there isn't. That's a definite.
And so like I love bringing people like you guys on to express your passion about it. And, you know, like you said, you know, like it's not something you really like enjoy trying to, you know, tell people no, but at the same time, like, this is a big animal. Not only is it a risk for the animal's sake, but like if somebody doesn't have the experience for a big reptile like that, not only is the animal going to be put in a bad situation, but then you also got a keeper that's not going to be ready and know what to do when something gets 6-8 feet or even 10 feet.
Exactly.
And so like that's why I commend you guys 100%. You know, it's hard to say no, but at the same time, in the long run, it's better than somebody ending up on YouTube because they got wrapped or food response, you know, like the lady in Tucson. I don't know if you guys ever saw that crazy video.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the one where the big retic coming out of the glass and 4 feet away is a freaking rat rack right there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and it's for us too. It's not just the size of somebody possibly purchasing a retic and then it getting 6 to 8 feet, but it's if they buy a baby from someone and they're like, man, I don't know, I didn't know it was going to be so active. I didn't know it was going to need so much attention. Retics have completely different personalities than other snakes. Like ball pythons. Our daughter breeds ball pythons. She's 13. She's got her business, but they're pet rocks.
That's awesome.
They don't do much.
Mm-hmm.
Retics are very different. Retics require a lot more handling than ball pythons do. And so we tell people this and we make sure like, hey, we want to make sure that you're going to have the time to spend with this animal, to socialize this animal, to engage with it, and make sure that that this animal is very inquisitive. It likes to be out. It likes to be, looking around and wandering around. It's not your ball python that's going to sit there in a circle with you, balled up and just chill out. The snake is going to be active. So the size, the personality, the husbandry, making sure that they know everything they need to know before we sell them that animal, and then following up with them too. So
yeah.
And I commend you on the following up, because it's one thing to just be like, hey, give me a basic general, like what you know about this species. Prove to me that you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then just selling it, they could have just been reading it off of Google or whatever, before coming up. But to reach out and then get that extra, like, hey, so how's it going? Is this a good fit? Are you doing okay with it? Do you need any extra help? Like that pushes you guys that extra mile. And I greatly appreciate what you're doing on that aspect.
Yeah, we do.
That is a huge
with
thing.
everybody.
There's not very many people doing it.
Yeah, a lot of people know us for like our customer service, and that's a big thing for us. We just, again, it's not so much the monetary issue. It's not so much the I need to sell 300 snakes to pay my bills kind of thing. For us, it's, if you really love the animal, you'll know about it and we can talk about it before you get it. And then from there, if you, if willing be, that we're we think you're okay with it, you're more than willing to have it. So that's how we work, but that's where we go from there.
No, for sure. I love it. I believe there's more people like you guys. There should be more people like you guys out there in the hobby, putting in that extra work, and doing that, because there are those people that need the extra help.
Yeah.
Nobody's really 100% prepared for everything, especially if they've only worked with, say, boas or Hermes. Just because they're the same size, it's a completely different mentality.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 second, sorry.
That's all right.
Dogs thought I heard an ambulance, and I'm surprised they didn't start howling. But they were like, "Oh, I'm going to start barking and whining at things. Maybe this helps." I don't understand how they think that helps, but it's in their mind they're helping. Like,
oh yeah, we got it.
We had a Roddy Lab, and she howled like a wolf. It was the craziest thing. She'd sit out there and just let out this long, drawn out howl. It was awesome. But it threw me off.
Yeah, our corgis.
You got a corgi? That's awesome.
We have 2 of them. Molly is the brown one and white one that you saw, and we have Dorito. He's more of he's kind of a try. He's black, brown, and white. But whenever Molly gets taken outside for a walk, he'll sit by the door and he'll howl.
He's all, "You left me."
Pretty much.
I get the same thing. We had a Chihuahua. Well, they both passed away due to old age, but before, when we had them, they had to go at the same time, or both of them would lose their minds that we left the one and didn't take and that we took the other. And I think the Chihuahua was worse because he was the male, and if we left him inside, he'd pee either in my shoes or my wife's shoes.
Oh,
my
he's
gosh.
spiteful.
He was that one that would get back at you like,
He
how
was
dare you do this
spiteful.
to me? Like,
Yeah.
and then my Rottie Lab, if we left her inside and we took the Chihuahua somewhere, then she would steal my left shoe. It was always the left shoe. I don't know why she would take the left shoe, but it was always the left shoe, and she'd take it and she'd put it on the other side of the house or just hide it. And like I knew it was her because I'd grab my shoe and I'm like,
I know
"Where
the
is
right
it?"
ones.
And she just
Yeah.
started wagging her tail like she knows what she did.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'd have to bribe her with food. I'm like, "You want a treat? Go get my shoe." And she'll just like look in the general direction, like the direction of where it's at. So I have to go
Yeah.
find it.
That's hilarious.
Gotta love dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Molly only
Um,
chews like the back portion of the chew.
She takes
the
the
shoe.
felt. She takes the felt off.
You know where you like
tennis
where like usually the hook is to like pull the heel part up. She
Yep.
only chews that part. That is the
Ah,
only part she chews. Like
Yep.
2 pairs of my Nikes. 2 of them.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's that's typical dog. Trying to get back at you. Like I was telling him, like when we'd leave Mo at the house and we take Baby Girl out, and he'd go pee on something that was mine, or like in my shoe, or in your shoes for leaving him, or then he peed on my pillow that one time.
I had a chow that did that. Yep.
You say a child or a chow?
A chow. A chow. A chow.
That child would not be living anymore.
I was like, oh crap, he said a child. Wait a minute. What did you do?
You were used to.
Took the phone away. That's it. How dare you?
That's hilarious.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
So what? Or let's see, I asked that one already. So so I've only got a couple questions left for you guys. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you just got off work, and you guys haven't had time to really relax yet. So this is like one of the last bigger questions.
Sure.
If you had like a new or a person that's had a bunch of reptiles for a while and wants to get into breeding, and they came to you for advice, what would your advice be to them?
I could say one thing.
What would you say?
I don't think you're going to make any money quick. Literally.
Sure.
Do not think you're going to
It
make
is not a
any
quick
money
fix.
quick. And don't think being cheap and buying cheap stuff is going to get you anywhere. It's you got to put a lot of money, a lot of time. It's a second job. It literally is a second job. Your weekends are going to be dedicated to the animals if you're doing your regular job during the week like me. It's not a get rich quick scenario for anybody.
We put a lot of time and a lot of money into everything that we got before we even started. I'm talking the whole setup for the expos, the tablecloths, the banners, the t-shirts, the enclosures, the racks, the animals themselves. And you have to put money in to get money back. It's not, putting a plastic sheet on a table and just having it look cheap. I mean, when you're going to have customers putting a good amount of money towards an animal, they want to see their
Quality.
Yeah. You're not going to buy a quality animal from something that looks like it was just thrown together.
Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't. If I'm buying a quality animal, I want to see a quality setup. Just like, you're not going to go buy a designer t-shirt from a thrift store.
Yeah. But and I don't want to come off sounding, we all got to start somewhere as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to start from the bottom. Only a certain amount of people can actually start on a really high level. But, we all got to start somewhere. And yes, you do. But don't think that starting at that level, you're going to make any money in a year or two. And it's not going to come back for a while. So, and promotion, self-promoting is a huge thing.
Social media.
Again, it's social media. It's all how you present yourself and how you put yourself out there. So again, a second job right off the bat. So you can start at the bottom. Yeah, I'm not saying you can't, but that starting off at the bottom is going to be working 40 hours a week on your animals plus your regular job.
Yeah. And I think one thing that, we did that was beneficial for us even though we had everything with the animals and we could have done expos right when we got our animals, we waited until we had everything complete. We waited until we were satisfied with our setup, with how we were going to present things. And having that ready gave us more confidence going in. And it just kind of boosted everything for us in the beginning. So I think taking the time and putting the money in is worth the payout in the end versus just trying to rush it and have a quick fix.
Mm-hmm.
No, for sure. And I love how you guys, kind of top on that, starting when you first start off. Yeah. You're going to be at the bottom, you got to work your way up, bring your name out and everything. And, if your presentation is everything, if you're, say, just you bring a bunch of stuff to an expo, yeah, your animals might be quality, but nobody's really first thing they're looking at is the animals. They're looking at the display, they're looking at the banners, looking how it looks behind the table.
Yep.
If you're behind the table's a mess and your enclosures are a mess, the last thing they're gonna look at is your your animals.
Yeah, pretty much. No, you're right. You're right.
And so like that's that's the way I see it, at least, so like, before you jump into expos, even if you have the animals, it's probably best to invest in a quality setup. So that way, you dress to impress.
Correct.
And you leave the lasting impression one way or another, whether you go in dressed in, or you bring a bunch of stuff that looks like you got it at a thrift store, or you bring a lot of good looking stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're like, hey, this is your first expo? Yes, our first expo. You leave that impression of, wow, that's a really nice display. Hopefully we see them whatever again, blah blah, things like that. You leave that impression.
Correct.
And I feel like that first impression, especially at expos, is everything. That's your that is how people are gonna see you from then on.
Yes. Agreed.
And so that's our big thing. So like, when we did our expo, we we didn't have like our own booth. We had our table, but we were on the same side as a buddy of mine. So this one, we're going in, we've got our own booth, we got the two tables,
nice
banners, everything. Like we're set. So I appreciate you guys talking about that, because I'm thinking to myself here, like, okay, I am doing this pretty well. Like, all right, like you guys touched on a few things. Like, okay, this is points that I made to my wife, and I'm like, hey, this is what I want to do. This is the reason I want to do it. So you guys touching that, and you vend expos. You guys do this as well. So like, I take that mental note to heart.
Yeah, we do 32 to 34 shows a year. So
yeah,
nice.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Like
I bet it is.
I love it.
The month of July, we have a show every weekend.
Yeah, literally. July is work all week.
So there's no
shows every weekend.
No break.
Bing, bing,
we have
that is my next show of July, and that's at Anaheim, California. And that one's a football field and a half.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Pomona right back to back after that in August.
Yeah.
And those are the only ones that we've got for this year, and I'm trying to expand more out to it. But there's not. Those are the big shows. So like, I want to try to do the smaller shows too. I want to try to but that's the thing is, I'd have to travel to California almost every month to be able to vend the expos, because in Arizona we have one coming up next month, I think. And then the next show after that is like November. So like, that's all we get. Like, I thought about going to the Reptile Super Show in Vegas, because Rami puts that on, and that's the one that we're already vending, is the Reptile Super Show. So I thought about hitting up Vegas. I was gonna talk to my boy Freddie out there and see if he's vending, and probably just like have him grab a couple extra tables and vend with him. But I'm not entirely sure, because like, I've talked to quite a few different people. I even talked to Rami. Rami was like, hey, yeah, this last like Vegas show is just like dead. He was like, it was a cool show. It was a nice thing, but like, just not a lot of people showed up. So this year he did it a whole new approach, like with advertising and everything. like it was, so he did a whole bunch of like really good advertising for like for Pomona. I think he paid like, yeah, I think he bought like 150 freaking billboards, and
Man.
like the promotion
Yeah.
was out there. So he did really well with that. And so I think if he keeps doing that for every super show, I think they may come back a lot better than they
Nice.
or have been before. But I definitely think Vegas might be a thing. I got to talk to my boy Freddie, or try to talk to Rami. But I think just having Freddie get one, since he's already getting tables, be easier.
Oh,
Yeah.
Probably a lot easier.
But yeah, no, we're gonna try to do. We want to try to expand out, because, like I said, Arizona is just, it's dead for expos out here, and they're just super small. Like the convention center is, so we go to the Mesa Convention Center, and I think it's only like 1,200 square feet, if that, and it's
Wow.
mostly like, it's taller than it is like big. I may be slightly off on my dimensions on that,
Yeah.
but like it's small. Like I think, okay, let me think. So we got 1, 2, yeah. So we only have 3 aisles total. And the middle aisle is just wide enough to where we can have 2 lines going front to back, or back or each way. But it's, even though it's wide enough, you're still bumping into people. So if you're on the right side, you're bumping into people on the left side. If you're on the left side, you're bumping into people on the right side. It's small.
Oh man.
It's like a cram pack of sardines. Like it's nuts.
It's actually
like
we have a show out here in Arlington, and it's tiny. It's real small.
Yeah.
Our favorite show.
It's one of our favorite
It
shows.
is. It's one of our
It's
favorite
like, it's the
shows.
tiniest thing ever, but it's our
It's
favorite.
always a good crowd.
It's always a good crowd. Yeah, it's amazing. It's
awesome.
Yeah.
See, ours is, yeah, it's like a 50-50. Like sometimes it's really good, because like I helped out and I sold some off the table before, and like I was out there, I helped out, and it was okay. Like I made enough to where, like, I think I had like $100 profit, if that, after like gas getting there, setting up, all that extra crap. I think I made like $100 profit. I was like, so it's not worth my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was fun though. That was the only thing I was excited about, is I had a lot of fun with all the other vendors. Because we got to the point where we made a tape ball, and we are just kind of like throwing it at each other across the freaking, like, just throwing them around. And so we're just like, just throwing things over people's heads. We're just like, what the hell is that? I don't know.
We do that too when we're bored.
And so like that's like the only thing to do, is like the funnest part. It's just hanging out, and then the after party for the auction. That's basically like the fun part. But I'd love to kind of vend out. I do want to travel more and try to see how it is in other states. So, like, we want to go to Tinley. We want to try to see how like the expos are in Texas. And like just kind of explore out and see like how each expo is. We want to, this year, I don't know if there's going to be like an expo around the time that we're going to go, but we want to go out to Florida and just go for like a giant herping trip and just see what we could find.
You can find a lot of stuff.
Oh
I
yeah.
told my wife, I was like, oh no, if I go there, I'm like, I'm either gonna need a box truck, or I'm just gonna need a lot of 30 by 16 by 10s. And she's like, what? I was like, you know how many things are out there that I already keep? And she started laughing. I was like, we got the chameleons, we got tegus, we got everything. So it's like, my whole like reptile facility is just running loose out there. No.
Pretty much, yeah. It's awesome.
But yeah, right. But so my last question, like I said, I want to take up too much of your time. I do appreciate you guys jumping on, and sharing your passion with us. Especially, like I said, right after you got off work, you just like ran right over and hung out. So I appreciate that.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, I think that's like the most precious thing you can give somebody, is their time. So I really appreciate you. So my last question for you guys is, how can my people find you guys?
They can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at DNTretics. We're on all 3 of those platforms. You can reach out to us. You can DM us. You can, throw a comment for us to message you. We also have on there our phone number that can reach both of us. and our email, dntretics@gmail.com. You can always email us with questions as well. Also want to throw out there, if you guys aren't USARK members, please go get a membership, support USARK. They support our reptile community and we need them. So please go buy a $40 membership for the year. It helps out.
Numbers. We need numbers.
We need the numbers more than we need the donations. So
no, for sure.
Definitely.
No, I appreciate you guys bringing that up. We're actually setting up to do a raffle for USARK and USARK Florida. One of our sponsors, Zilla Footwear, they do a lot of custom shoes for reptiles. So this is actually one of the sets that they sent us.
Awesome.
With the green tree python. I got a big shoe. I got a big foot, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they sent us one of these, but they sent us like 4 different pairs, but they wanted to help contribute because they're actually located out in Australia.
Oh, wow.
They are USARK members as well.
Oh, wow.
Because
crazy.
what happens, it's the craziest thing is I've noticed there are so many more like people in Canada, there's people in Australia that are USARK members because what happens here is a ripple effect everywhere.
Yeah.
And and I've had quite a few different like Aussie, people on and
Nice.
Canada people, and they've said the same thing. Is there it's what happens in the US doesn't just stay in the US. It ripples to the other states. And it's the best description is like with Florida when they banned tegus there. It was a whole thing. South Carolina, Louisiana, quite a few different states started jumping on the bandwagon of, hey, these could totally be invasive here, even though I don't see how they would in certain spots, but
yeah,
they're like, they could be invasive here, so let's just ban them outright. And and there was not much pushback because it just happened so fast because Florida opened the door to it. So it created said ripple effect. So what we're doing is we're actually going to be selling tickets. And all you guys got to do is basically just send me a screenshot that you donated $5 to USARK or USARK Florida. And then you automatically will have a ticket into the raffle. We're going to post more about it on my channel. I haven't actually started like the date to start and to end yet. I want to set a brief goal. I already talked to USARK. I talked to USARK Florida. They're 100% cool with us doing it. Like I said, all the money's going straight to them. All you got to do is just send me a screenshot stating that you did it. And then whoever will do like a spin to win for it.
Yep.
And whoever wins, you get free shipping, whatever shoe you guys want off of their website.
Nice.
And you get whatever one. They've got everything from rattlesnakes to blue tongue skinks, everything. They've got a ton of stuff on there. So just our way of trying to help them. We kind of came together and wanted to put something on. Because we actually did a raffle for them already. The person that won the shoes, he's like, hey, I wasn't even really big into reptiles. He's like, how about you instead? He's like, I did it just to just to do it to help out. He's like, why don't you redo it? Do it again and raise more money. So I was like, dude, if that's what you want to do, I'm 100% cool with it. And he's like, yeah, let's do that. So we're doing it again. So we're gonna try to raise more money for them. And and like I said, the winner gets whatever shoe size they need and whatever shoe they pick from the website, and the shipping's already included. So for $5, you can have a $60-$70 pair of awesome custom shoes.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, let us know when you do that. Put it out.
For sure. I want to start that here soon. So I got to get like everything in order so that way I'm prepared to set all of that up, because I know it's gonna pop off pretty quick, especially with taxes coming in. I feel like it's gonna pop off pretty fast. So, but I'll definitely let you guys know because I'm gonna need help with people sharing it out and everything. Try to help. Like the USARK and USARK Florida for sure. Yeah. But I appreciate you guys jumping on and hanging out with us. I can see she's tired and you just got off work, so I'm not gonna keep talking.
You're fine.
All right, dude, don't sweat it, man.
Well, I appreciate you guys. If you guys have anything else you guys like to say to the chat, it's up to you. If not, I appreciate you guys all the same.
Thank you so much. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Yes. and then join US Arc.
Join US Arc.
For sure. Right on, guys. Well, until next time, guys, we'll be live again Friday. Announcement coming soon on who our next guests will be, guys. But appreciate everybody in the comments and everybody jumping on and hanging out with us. If it wasn't for all of our viewers, we wouldn't be able to be doing this. We are very close from hitting our 1,200 subscriber mark in such a short time. So I appreciate every one of you guys. But until next time, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.